One small, unimportant decision that you made that changed the whole trajectory of your.
So I was in my early 20s and I had graduated from college and moved to Los Angeles, and I was a professional actress in LA, and I lived in Hollywood, and which meant basically I was working at a lot of restaurants and going to a lot of auditions. I mean, I would occasionally get acting jobs, but I was having a great time. And then there was a huge earthquake. It was a magnitude 7.1 out in the desert, and it was widely felt all across Southern California. And I thought it was incredible, like scary, but really, really interesting and exciting. And there kept being aftershocks and aftershocks. And I was like, oh my God, I want to know more about this. Like, I want to be part of this. This is really exciting. And so I went to the U.S. Geological Survey in Pasadena and was like, hey, can I volunteer here? And well, at the time they said no, because turns out after a really big earthquake is felt across a big urban area, they're really busy. But I actually went back, and that's not something I generally do. Usually when people tell me no, I'm like, okay, I'm so sorry to bother you. But I went back, and this woman named Lisa Wald was doing outreach and education, and she was like, yeah, I could use some help working on this like talk series. And I was like, okay. And I helped her with that, and then I started helping with other things. And after not too long, the scientist in charge, whose name is Lucy Jones, some of you may recognize that name, she was like, hey, you're pretty good at this. Do you want a job? And I was like, okay. So I started working there as the assistant for outreach and education. And after a while, I could really see how important it was to communicate with at-risk populations, like the population that lives in Southern California. And I could see that the information I was giving people really helped them to prepare for earthquakes. It helped to relieve their anxiety. And I was like, this is amazing. I think maybe this is what I want to do. So I went back to school because I had a theater major, right? So it was a Bachelor of Arts, and I didn't have the math and chemistry and physics that I needed to go back to get graduate degrees in geology, geoscience, geophysics. And so I went to community college at Pasadena City College. So I was doing that and working, and then I went back to school and got a master's degree and a PhD in earthquake geology, and I have been talking to people about earthquakes ever since.